Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Now I want to go into a little deeper. We're talking about this ancestor talk. So you can get a little better perspective. Now I'm going to just go straight out and say it. You are an ancestor. You are an ancestor also. So yes, that does mean you have died and transformed or ascended to a certain degree or a shape or form in some way. You see what I'm saying? You are an ancestor. So this thing called responsibility goes way deeper than people really understand it. So this is why when I made that video about deadbeat fathers, it goes so much deeper than bringing children in the world. Responsibility goes very deep, and this is how this even get manifested as a bigger orb in someone's life anyway. And that orb became so big, it's a world of itself. And that world traveled through different realms of existence, and we can share that world also, which is the world of responsibilities. So when you're looking at yourself, you are an ancestor to lesser beings. So you have to look at it like this. Do you live in hell? Do you live in heaven? What kind of patterns are you in? You see what I'm saying? Because if you are a person that's constantly going through trial and tribulation, if you're a person that's constantly going through ups and downs, you're constantly stuck in patterns, aka around certain people, places, or things, or in certain locations that keep you experiencing the same dumbass experiences over and over. That's hell. So you being in your physical form right now, whatever like that, you just looking at it like, well, it's not the hell that everything is talking about, but I guess he's right. No, you live in hell. So you're in a higher life. You're in a higher firmament. You're in a higher waters that's separate from the below waters where you may have ascended. So all beings that you have shared an experience with, you still share a connection with them. Now, since you are a higher ascended being, your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas, your smokeless flame, is a lot larger. So it was able to take a larger star, aka a larger body, a vessel. So with this vessel, since it's so large, the things you was connected to as you ascended, their size, the smaller their spirit conscious, which is the shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas, the smokeless flame, how big yours is able to, they're small enough to share a piece of how big yours is. And how big yours is the totality of you being able to control multiple star constellations in one, which is your body and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you can walk around and have more dimensional aspect, be able to see more perception. Now in this world, right, when what you're doing now is what you always have done. So for the most part, if you was living in hell, and you know that because you probably living in hell now, you probably living in so much of a pattern in hell that you don't even give a fuck about this shit. You don't even really got time to yourself and things. And then when you do got time to yourself, you're scared of that. You have to go do something. But 9 times out of 10, you ain't even got time to yourself. Probably got a bunch of kids, probably got a bunch of jobs, probably got a bunch of responsibilities, probably got a bunch of things, bunch of bills. You ain't really got no time to yourself. So off the bat, when you look at that, you got things attacking you all throughout the day. You should do this. You need to relax. Give yourself some time. Then you don't listen to those things based upon what you're motivated to get, based upon your pleasures. Then you start to experience the worst of them situations. You start to reach and extend your boundary and start to go out of your limits to the point that God has to come into a shape or form in some type of way through a person, place, or thing to show your ass that motherfucker you reach your boundaries. And if you keep trying to extend this, it's almost like jumping off the roof in the spirit realm. You guys got to redo shit. So for the most part, you have to understand that the concept and the proportions that you're living in, which if you're living in hell or whatever like that, you don't have no time. If you ain't got no time to yourself, that means you ain't got no time for the little things. You ain't got no time to know what you really like. You ain't got no time to know what you know what I'm saying? So these are the little things that's attacking you. That's really the lesser beings, really. You see what I'm saying? In so many words, because this is the aspect of life where we speak of as within. You see what I'm saying? That would be the descendants of you as within. Then you have as above, So below, this would be, the below really goes beneath you. This is a concept that people are scared of also. This is why people are scared of the deep ocean. People are unaware of what's under the earth, so they think it's nothing there. And then they fail to realize that we have a South Pole star, which is the Centaur, part of the Centauri constellation. That's up under you. And what y'all think is Polaris really may not necessarily be above you. Because if we was to talk about us being in a dome, then we would have to be upside down, and the dome would have, you see what I'm saying? It doesn't correlate to anything. So this is why you have to understand things to a broader perspective. But when you are in a higher perception right now, you have more ability, more access. So the things that you ain't got, if you were living in hell, the things you ain't got no time for, that's these things calling you. So as the lesser beings, that's like you not giving a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? So when you was down there, it was like that. So when now you're in an ascended life, in a bigger vessel, you still ain't got time for the things that you're doing in your regular life. So it'll play out to the lower life, the lesser beings, as them not receiving your blessings. So it'll be a lot of there nag you and shit. You'll wake up, it'll be a lot of shit that you don't want to do, shit that you know you have to do and you're not participating to do. Then if you came from an experience of hell experience, then they're going to try to drag you back down. So what you was doing there, you may even do that 20 times more in this body. So now you're doing a whole bunch of shit that you was doing there even 20 times more. You experiencing even more hell, more, because this, and then the beings that you're higher than, that you are ascended of, your descents, they're trying to drag, this is their way of dragging you back down. So if you already came from that, this is your own perception. So it'll play out through pleasures, through people, places, and things that entice you, that you will make up excuses to keep doing, but you know it ain't right. That's them keeping a hold on you, keeping you in a pattern, keeping them, and you doing it yourself, not realizing you're supposed to let go until you have a lot of experience in this life right now to know that, man, I'm tired of experiencing that. And a lot of time that comes with old age, or that comes with experience, but you have to actually go through that and to do that. But a lot of people don't even make it to old age. That's why I was saying in my last video that your experience get cut short. A lot of times you come back here. Then a lot of old people who don't even learn, right? They conscious spirit don't expand enough to leave this realm of reality. So it's staying to this rotation. They never leave this rotation. So you have to understand things from a metaphysics point of view and in the spirit realm, but correlating it with yourself. It's all with yourself. So if you say you are a person like Archangel Uriel and you live in heaven right now, you do everything you want to do. You detach from the illusions. You make sure you want to do what you want to do, and you let things affect you little to nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? You still live in a realm of reality that's constructed by beings that's inside of you that you got to ascend to, same way where they was at, and they coming to where you at. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, the more and more you conduct yourself, handle your responsibilities, live in your bliss, surround yourself around people, places, and things that's more correlated with to you, you're wise, you're not stuck in patterns, then just you doing that alone, that helped the ancestors, that helped the descents. So the descents who are praying for you to help them in their life in ways that it'll play out in your life as just you in your life doing the right thing. And that's how you help them. That's how you know you're in a state of heaven. So it's like, where do you live at? Do you live in heaven or do you live in hell? You know what I'm saying? And then that's how you could correlate what the descents is receiving. So when you look at your ancestors, this is how you could tell if they're in heaven or in hell. You know what I'm saying? Because what is the feelings and emotions are you receiving? Because they are in a life, but they're living their own life. But depending on how they're living their life is going to correlate to with all things that they're connected to. So you're connected with them. You see what I'm saying? In some way, because you shared an experience. So you're connected with them. So anytime you channel them, pay them attention, you're going to receive the frequency vibrations. Now, what frequency vibrations are you receiving? Are you receiving negative ones? Are you receiving positive ones? Are you receiving ones of lostness? Are you receiving ones? Because it's all depending on you. Are you sitting back thinking of your ancestors like, man, I don't know where they at? Is you saying that kind of shit first? Or is you saying, oh, I know they're in a better place? Is you saying that kind of shit first? Or is you, man, that's fucked up what happened? Is you feeling down first? See, you got to pay attention to these things. Because when you connect, you channel. And you're going to pick up the energy frequencies. And whatever one you pick up, that's where it's coming from. So if it's one that drug you down, that mean they beneath somewhere. They didn't ascend, they descended. So your ancestor ascended in a way, but descended in that realm. You see what I'm saying? So they ascended from your realm, but in that realm is perceived as descended. Now, do they make you feel happy or upbeat? That mean they ascended. You see what I'm saying? If they got some light to it. Did they make you do you feel like, man, I don't know where they at. I don't give a fuck about this shit. You part of a family experience group of consciousness, or that ancestor probably lost. Probably a ghost. They probably ain't got no direction. So you know what I'm saying? Is you're gonna pick up the frequencies. Same way you look at yourself and look at the people you're around. Is you lost? Is you confused? Is you not sure of yourself? You see what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention. Conviction is a strong thing. Is you not sure of yourself? Are you sure of yourself? Do you have confidence? Or you don't? All these things has to be answered. But all these things, when you do these things, that energy get channeled and help lesser things. Everything is eaten in a form of sense. You see what I'm saying? So this is ancestor talk, and you are an ancestor yourself. So the way you live in your life is correlated to how you're benefiting your descendants. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, it's not like you get the answers and you like, okay, I gotta help them. But we're at a level of consciousness now that we pretty much can't do that now. I just presented it. So now when you wake up and you get them certain things that you know you're supposed to do, but you don't do it based upon who you around, things you got to do, your responsibility. Now you know you're getting nagged. Somebody praying to you. Somebody want that. You know what I'm saying? And when you cater to that feeling and expression, that's helping them in their realm of reality. The way you cater to it is in a more expansive way. But then now you have to pay attention to what you're catering to. Is that a negative thing? Is that a positive thing? Is that something that's keeping you in rotation? Or is that something that's going to help you ascend and gradually succeed in what you're trying to do? What is that energy vibration that's ticking you to do? You know, people wake up every day and have habits. Habits is not necessarily good. So you got crackheads every day that got the shit, they scratching. Oh shit, it's calling. The Future made the song, Perky's calling. Oh shit, Perky's calling. You know what I'm saying? And then you cater to that. You know what I'm saying? So you cater into descents. But who said that was necessarily good? See what I'm saying? Flight bus, bitch. Goddamn. And question every goddamn thing. But now you are able to understand that you are a God in such a realm of reality, and then you are not in such a realm of reality. Flight bus, bitch. Air.